Spacey Sims, and we are back with more amazing Shinsengumi, and we are just probably going to wrap up Harada's route today and get our first ending. So yeah, let's just jump in. As the hot air and smoke spread, I lost consciousness. Okay, so that was literally 2 lines. We could have finished that in the last part. Well, anyway, I'll come back to you no matter what. Bird, I swear to God, I'm going to put you outside. You're an asshole. It's hot. My consciousness was still hazy, but it felt like something was wrapping around me. Something soft was pressed against my lips, and it pushed air into me. Oh, hi. She's like, the fuck? I slowly opened my eyes, and Sanosuke's face was right there. I finally realized what was happening to me, and I tried to tell him I was awake. However, my lips were sealed, and my body felt weak. I couldn't move very well. Somehow, Sanosuke realized I was awake. He put his lips against mine one more time, but didn't blow air this time. It was just a kiss. He held me firmly and kissed me. It was hard to breathe, so I opened my mouth. I felt his hot tongue enter my mouth. Oh, good lord. As he kissed me intensely, I grabbed his arm. I pulled it in protest. God, I hate this fucking bird right now. What is your fucking problem? Shush! God, you asshole. He'd finally let me go, and as he backed off, I was finally able to breathe again. Thank goodness. You're awake now, right? He knew fairly well I was. He started to smile at me. Yeah, I think you need to go play with your douchebag bird friend because he's obnoxious. He's probably screaming. You know what? He's probably screaming for you because that's what you do when you can't see me. You shriek and scream and you're an asshole. So he's screaming because he wants to play with you. I know you don't always want to play with him, but just, I don't know, kick him or something? Tell him to shut the fuck up? Yeah, see? Yeah, you're kind of an asshole. Douchey little parakeet. Fucking bird is such a fucking douchebag. Because he wants to play with Neelix, and he's but he just screams and screams and screams. It's like that's why nobody wants to play with you. You're an asshole. Now he's being nice and quiet, because, Neelix is over on the arm of the couch now, and he can see him, and all the stupid little bird's over here. He's such a dick. This bird's such a dick. Anyway, he knew fairly well I was. He started to smile at me. We seemed to have safely escaped from the burning building. I could see the blue sky behind him. I could still smell a hint of smoke, but I was relieved breathing in fresh air. People were gathered around. They were saved or were able to escape. Shinsengumi soldiers were mixed in as well. It looked like there were still enough people to put out the fire. Hold on. We just kissed in the midst of this crowd? My face was burning red. They all saw us. How embarrassing. I hope they just thought he was giving me CPR. Oh, what's wrong? You're all red. Give me a break already. None of your business! I turned the other way. Sanosuke's face suddenly turned sad. What you doing now? You talking nice? What, now you being nice? That's not the nicest, but that's better. What? You want to come over? You could come over and talk to me? You can. You could come over and talk to me. Nobody's stopping you, but you're the one that stops yourself. Keeps running back and forth on the couch looking at me like he wants to come over here. I don't fucking know. Bird's weird. Anyway. Sorry. Are you mad? Not really. You don't need to apologize. I was just surprised. If no one was around, I panicked and raised my voice. Sanosuke was shocked. I was talking about that misunderstanding earlier. He was holding in his laughter. My face got hotter. If no one was around, what am I saying? This is too embarrassing. You already kind of made out with him before when no one was around. I'm just saying. You're so cute. I mean, I understand being embarrassed that he kissed you in front of a bunch of people. That's different. But, if no one was around, what am I saying? Oh my god. You already kissed him when no one was around, so. Just saying. Sanosuke embraced me tightly. I'm sorry for what we just did. I actually held myself back from doing more. In public? Pervert. He whispered into my ear. I was gonna thank him for saving me, but now wasn't the time, it seemed. I'm really sorry. Making that big misunderstanding and making you cry. I should have told you the truth sooner. I just got scared. I was worried you wouldn't believe me. Even you worry sometimes, Sanosuke? For God's sakes. I miss the days when you just shut the fuck up and just sat there quietly. Or, chirp nicely. I don't know why you insist on just, screaming like that. Oh my god. You really want me to, like, throw a pillow at you, don't you? I'm not gonna do it, but, like, I want to. Just in his general direction, not at him. He's little. That would hurt him. But I just want to, like, chuck it at the window and just... Ah! So maybe he shuts up. I don't know. I'm gonna throw a blanket over you. I'm literally just gonna throw a towel over you. And you're just gonna be like a bird under a towel. Just shh. Oh my god. He does make me want to put him in a box and put him in a closet. I'm never gonna do... I would never do that. Like, I want you to be a happy bird, but I want you to be, like, a quiet happy bird, I guess. Because, like, there is a difference between chirping and chattering and the god-awful screaming. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's such a fucking asshole. This bird is such a fucking asshole. I know. You're a good birdie. Your bird friend's an asshole, though. Good lord. This is why, like, I don't have kids. I don't want to listen to babies crying. And, like, I love my birds, but... This asshole... God. Ugh, he's such a jackass. I'm gonna bring him back to my sister. Take him back. Just take him back. God. I know. You're such a good boy, and your bird friend's a dick. Good bird. Neelix is a good boy, because he knows not to scream. You scream once in a while, and you get yelled at. Kids go, no, shush. You stop that. Don't, no, we don't scream like that. Everybody knows, because I've yelled at you before. Wish I would. The whole party's just gonna be me freaking dealing with stupid birds. No, you're not stupid. What? Oh, God. I swear to God. Like a goddamn menagerie up in here. Fucking birds are all over the place. I am sorry. Even you worry sometimes, Sanosuke. You're the one making me worry, Spacey. You never said anything when I hit on you. You were even getting friendly with Soji. I mean, he was getting friendly with me, to be fair. How could I have held onto my confidence in that kind of situation? Huh? Well, I thought you were just playing around with me. Oh, so this is my fault now, you jackass? Because you can't be honest? Ugh. And I'm not really friendly with Soji. You came together today, right? Did he try and make a pass at you while I wasn't around? He was worried about me. No, he's being jealous and weird. It made me get butterflies in my stomach, but I was happy. Don't worry. There's really nothing between me and Soji. Even if that's what you think, he might think differently. He might think differently. Wow. He said he stayed at the base so he could be by your side. Soji said that to you too? What do you mean by you two? Did he really hit on you? It seemed like he didn't actually hear that from Soji. I said too much. He was only teasing me. Soji seems like the type that enjoys teasing other people. I panicked and tried to rationalize the situation. I let out a big sigh. You really need to watch out. This is why I worry all the time. Sanosuke held my hand, coming from the biggest whore in the base. I gripped his in return. I only have eyes for you, Sanosuke. I smiled and Sanosuke looked puzzled. His cheeks were dyed red. What's wrong? Give me a break. That wasn't fair, saying something like that. I was surprised when Sanosuke covered his face with one of his hands. I was concerned and tried to look at his face, but he took it as an opportunity to kiss me. Sanosuke! I don't doubt you, Spacey. I know you can't ignore the people around you, but you have to be careful. You never know what's going to happen to you if you're this careless. Only you would do something like that, Sanosuke. What are you talking about? You really don't know how cute you really are. It's so dangerous. And watch. Wow. Again, another time where the sentences are just... We got one sentence and then half a sentence. So, okay. He gently embraced me. Without hesitation, he touched me and whispered into my ear. I questioned who I should be wary of. Are you sure it's okay to stay here, Sanosuke? I thought Shinpachi told you to follow him. I remembered something important and raised my voice. I'm sure he's disobeying his orders. It wouldn't make a difference if I ran after him now. Sanosuke smiled awkwardly. Sorry, It's okay. It's not your fault. In fact, you helped bring me back to my senses. Huh? Are you okay now? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna help out the fire. Help put out the fire to the best of my abilities. Go back to the base and wait for me. He patted me on the head as he stood up. Sanosuke went toward the fire. I stood up as well and spoke. I want you to be with me. That was not right. Wow. Okay, well. I just figured! Oh, that's true. He's kind of responsible, so never mind. Please stay with me. I couldn't stop myself from saying that. Sanosuke looked a little sad. I want to be with you too, but we can't just let the fire rage on. Okay, yeah. After doing that, I'm like, wait, that's right. Oh, yeah. He might be a whore, but he's very responsible, so he would be doing the responsible thing and whoring after. Responsibilities first, whoring later. That was my bad. I didn't give him enough credit. Anyway. We can't just let the fire rage on. We have to atone for what we did. He persuaded me with his grave tone. I couldn't say anything back to him. Sanosuke softly kissed my cheek. I mean, I hope 60% is enough to get us the decent ending. Like the good one, because we usually get better? I feel like we usually get over 70%, so this is like the shittiest we've done. Be a good girl and wait for me. I'll come back to you no matter what. He then gently smiled at me. You have to, no matter what. I knew he was trying to cheer me up, but I had to say those words. I know. You're not even mine yet. There's no way I could let it end like this. Sanosuke broke the heartfelt mood with his outburst. What? Don't say it so loudly. I looked around to see if anyone heard. My face was flushed once again. You understand what I meant, right? You better be prepared when I come home. Oh, God. I'm looking forward to it? Okay, good. Then, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, yeah, I bet. I can't believe you said that of all people. It's so unexpected. Don't make me change my mind. My resolve might waver if I can't stand waiting to see you again. And again, I have to live up to your expectations no matter what happens. I mean, he's pretty much gonna throw us down and fuck us when he gets home. I mean, that's exactly what he's talking about. There's no question about that. And we're like, I look forward to it. And he's like, what? Haha, touche. Sanosuke was a little embarrassed, but he smiled at me again. My heart was stirred up like a storm. Sanosuke left. Nevertheless, I knew he would come back to me soon. I believed in his words and returned to the base. I helped the wounded soldiers and prepared dinner as I waited for Sanosuke to return. However, evening had already come and Sanosuke hadn't returned yet. After the incident that day, the Shinsengumi went after the retreating Choshu. The next day, they even went after their leader at Mount Tenno. Anyway. I heard about all these events, but not one thing about them saving the townspeople. The flames didn't stop at the Takatsukasa residence. There was another one at the Choshu residence in Kawahara. The casualties were immense. The fires were still raging even now. They didn't reach the base, but I packed my things in case we needed to evacuate. The only people here were the injured and the sick. They did their best to protect the base. They were in no shape to put out the fires. I thought of how Sanosuke must have been fighting the fires. I became anxious. I believed him when he told me he'd come back no matter what, but I was worried he was engulfed in the strong flames. The more time had passed, my thoughts felt more realistic. They were crushing my heart. This is like an interesting way to end the chapter. You know what I mean? Like, to where you get to the end, like, I'm sure he's going to be fine. Because there's not really a bad ending. There's just like maybe someday we'll get together and it's kind of the start of a relationship and like, we fucking now. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like 3 stages of your relationship. And none of them are ever really a bad ending. You know? So, even after 2 days, Sanosuke hadn't come back. So it's just weird that you get to this point, you're like, wow, he hasn't come back yet. Believe in him and wait for him? Good. We got at least 70. We should be fine now. I should believe in Sanosuke and wait here. And that's what we promised. He told me he would do his best because someone was waiting for him at home. If I didn't do that and got injured, I'm sure he'd be really sad. When Sanosuke comes home, I want to be the first one to see him. I want to show him my smile and hug him. He would, of course, be exhausted. I wanted to nurse him back to health. With those feelings, I was again determined to wait for him. I prayed for his safety. It had been 3 days. The huge fire called Dondonyaki finally subsided. Dondonyaki. The Hamaguri rebellion had also come to a close. The next day, the Shinsengumi returned. All those things were wonderful to hear, but... Where's Sanosuke? I worried by myself in my room. My door slowly opened. Crimson. Is that the right good one? Embers, Ignition, and Crimson is the best. You're my reason for living. And now he's like taking his shirt off. Like, oh my god, he's almost completely topless. Hi. If that's not the good ending. The door opened and Sanosuke came in. Sanosuke, I'm actually surprised that we didn't get boned by him earlier. I'm actually surprised, if you think about it, that Saito is the one who, like, boned us early. And I was like, oh, this is that kind of game, huh? I'm just really surprised. Because you'd think he'd have been the first one to throw us down. And you'd be like, it's only chapter 2. What the fuck? And yet, nope. Have to make it to our romance chapter to even get any action from this whore. And yet, I'm pretty sure even Nagakura had, like, some action before the final chapter. It was glossed over. It was like, we spent the night in each other's arms. And, like, fucking Saito's was like, he was pawing my body. His lips touched my breast. And it was like, okay, can we not? Like, got a little graphic. Not super graphic, but enough that it was uncomfortable to read. And Nagakura's was like, our bodies were entwined together. Okay, I can handle that. And then that was it. And you were like, okay, I know what's happening. But I'm not reading details. And this one, we got nothing. It's like a fucking desert up in here. Which is weird. All I'm saying. Shit's gonna happen now, but I'm just saying I'm surprised it didn't happen before. I smiled and approached him. I grabbed onto him. That's quite the passionate greeting, don't you think? He patted me on the back to comfort me as he smiled back at me. You bet it is! You didn't come back for days. I was so worried about you. But I'm so glad you're alright, Sanosuke. When I let him go, I finally realized his body was bandaged up. I'm so sorry! You're injured, aren't you? And I hugged you so suddenly. I was flustered and shouted, but Sanosuke just laughed. It's fine, don't worry. I can endure any sort of pain if it means I can hug you. He looked like he was in bliss. For some reason, I started to feel embarrassed. Are those injuries the reason why you came back so late? Oh, if that was true. I don't know why my brain could not read if that, and I was like, huh? If that was true, then Sanosuke must have been seriously injured. I was worried. No, I only got hurt yesterday. I've been helping to put out the fires this whole time. We didn't have enough men. We even asked the firefighters and onlookers to help us. I hope we were able to help some people. Of course you did. I'm sure the fire would have happened even if you weren't there. Many people were saved because you were there to help them. Oh, like my nose itches. I'm so sorry. Ugh. You saved me too, remember? Oh, you're a good boy. Give a kiss. Give you kisses too. Oh yeah, that did happen. It's my fault the fire started in the first place. I don't deserve any praise. Still, I'm really proud I was able to protect you. Sanosuke hugged me. How are your injuries? Even though I just hugged him myself, I couldn't help but ask him. They're fine. They still hurt a little, but not being able to touch you hurt so much worse. You're using that line again. On the outside, I was shocked and pouted, but on the inside, I was really happy. But I want to take a break from working just a little longer. We can finally take a break from all the fighting. Speaking of work, are you okay on that front? Sanosuke had disobeyed orders and acted of his own accord. And then again, I was the one who ridiculed him for following his orders in the first place. Our orders came from the shogunate. Disobeying them is a fatal crime. Honestly, the only way to atone for running away from battle is to take your own life. I won't complain if they want me to kill myself. You can't! I raised my voice because Sanosuke was acting so calm. I mean, he's not gonna. Come on. Yet, I don't know why. I'm not worried at all. I mean, Captain Kondo and Vice Captain Hijikata didn't try to force me to fight, right? Also, my troops volunteered to stay behind with me. I'm sure they were telling me to do as I pleased. I think I might be off the hook. Shinpachi didn't even try to stop me. He even complimented you on being heroic. The Shinsengumi were under the Aizu domain. They worked for the shogunate. They couldn't let everyone stay behind because of this fact. I'm sure everyone felt the same way as you did, Sanosuke. Yeah, you're right. Hey, if that's true, I might have done a terrible thing. I forced them to do the dirty work. What are you saying? It's the exact opposite. Everyone averted their eyes from their horrible deeds. They were running away. But you stayed behind. I'm sure they're all relieved when they saw that. I'm sure it gave them the courage to fight. They all felt the same. I'm sure a lot of people were thankful for Sanosuke because he'd followed his heart. Thanks. It's all thanks to you. You're the reason why I didn't run away. I am? If you hadn't been there, I think I would have gone into the battlefield without any hesitation. To exterminate the enemy. I like fighting. Especially fights where my life's in danger. Gets me really excited. I love the anxiety I feel when I fight other people. You might be mentally deranged. Waiting to do something or wanting to protect something even at the cost of your life. I might have looked up to those kind of ideals. Unfortunately, I'm not that virtuous. I only fight to feel alive. I didn't feel guilty about what I did. That is, until you persuaded me to stop. I remembered his unwavering eyes as he fired the cannon that day. That was normal on the battlefield. It was a place where someone could die at any moment. However, Sanosuke disobeyed his orders and ran after me. He saved me. He lent me his ear even though he rejected my words the first time. When I saw you rushing into the flames, I finally realized I wanted to protect you. You and the place where you live. I felt like I could let the town you love. I felt like I couldn't let the town you love burn down. Town you love so much burn down. I can't read. You know what? Whatever. I finally found something I wanted to protect no matter the cost. Are you talking about me? No, Kyoto. I really found my love for Kyoto. You're good too and all, but like, I'm just kidding. Couldn't believe it, so I had to make sure. Yeah, I've loved all kinds of girls, but you're the only one who made me think that way. Wow, thanks for that. You're special, Spacey. I've loved all kinds of girls. Uh-huh. Wow, you're not just a whore with your body, you're a whore with your heart. I mean, like, you fall in love multiple times in your life, usually. Like, oh, I'm in love. Okay, we're not. But, like, just to say that, like, I mean, you know when you get in a relationship with someone that they probably, quote-unquote, been in love before, but, you know, they're not like, yeah, I fell in love with all sorts of people. It's really just kind of weird when you say that. You know it's the case, but you don't need someone telling you that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my God, my ex, oh, my God, they were so great. Like, man, if they hadn't dumped me, I'd still be with... Okay, thanks for that. I'm gonna check the fuck out now. Maybe just don't, like, I mean, yeah, it's a fact of life, but, like, I don't know, maybe just don't talk about it like that. Anyway. Sure, we're special, okay. I love you more than anyone else in the whole world. I won't look at any other girls but you. And no, I can't even look at them. I won't look at any other girls but you. No, I can't even look at them. Okay. I started crying unexpectedly after hearing him whisper sweet words in my ear. So you're like, I just really didn't want to even... I was hoping you'd leave and I could be free to date Soji. What? Nothing. I mean, no, you're great, no. Just kidding. You're the most important person to me, and I made you cry. I'm a failure as a man. Sanosuke smiled awkwardly. I quickly wiped my tears and shook my head. I'm just happy. You're wrong. I'm so happy. Your teary-eyed face is charming, but I think your smile is much cuter. He put his lips on my cheek and kissed away the tears. It is a kind of cute CG. I wanted to respond to him, so I desperately tried to smile. I swear... Oh, that's him. I swear, you're not playing fair when you act cute like that. Your hard-working attitude is so attractive, I just can't help myself. Sanosuke hugged me. I was worried about his injuries, but his words were so sweet. I put my face into his chest. I've known how special you are for a long time now. And don't tell me you didn't notice. Huh? Really? I'd never seen him interact with another woman, so I couldn't gauge his feelings, but... A According to Soji and Shinpachi, it was normal for Sanosuke to flirt and touch women he liked. I mean, I haven't even put my hands on you yet. That's a load of bullshit! You never stop putting your hands on me. I mean, okay, like, and that's like putting my hands on you versus like putting my hands on you. Like, you absolutely have pawed at me, and you threw me down, and you almost had your way with me. You stopped. I guess that's what you're trying to say, but like, Jesus. We went about halfway before I restrained myself. I don't think that was halfway. Wasn't quite there, but I mean, you got a little handsy, but there's more to halfway than that, but anyway. That's close to impossible for me. What kind of standards do you have? I couldn't help but yell at him. Then that means he puts his hands all over all the girls he meets. I frowned, but Sanosuke showed me his composed smile. And that's how important you are to me. I'm afraid to hurt you. I'm afraid you'll hate me. Even now, I want to touch you more, but I'm not sure if you'll forgive me for it. You want to touch me more? I told you to be ready when I got back home. Are you emotionally prepared? I don't think so. He asked me kindly, and my face became hot. But you're hurt after all. I'll be fine. As long as you don't dig your nails into my back. But no promises. Well, I mean... So many lewd, inappropriate comments that I'm just going to keep to myself. I'm sure your arms are hurting as well. He's like, I'm not going to be using my arms. I mean... You don't have to worry about that. I told you, right? I can't stand not being able to touch you. I've been holding myself back the entire time we were apart. What were you gonna do? Like, fuck a shrubbery? Like, the whole time we were apart, I was holding myself back. From what? I wasn't there! But I guess you thought differently. No, I didn't. This whole time, I've been holding myself back, too. Again! From doing what? Like, Soji? I mean, I sighed as I whispered to Sanosuke. How do you think I felt these past few days? I didn't want to do something... I didn't know what I'd do if something were to happen to you. We're missing words there. Okay. I was scared. Sorry for making you worry so much. For making you feel so anxious. And I was really lonely. I wanted to see you as soon as possible. I wanted to touch you like this. My voice became hoarse again, and tears fell down my cheeks. I put my face deeper into his chest. I put my hand around his waist. Shit better start happening. I was careful not to touch the burn that was on his back. In other words, you don't mind if we continue, right? He caressed my wet cheek. Well, even if you told me to stop, I don't think I could anymore. Inappropriate. No means no, and stop means stop, motherfucker. Especially after hearing you say something so cute. We're supposed to find this endearing. But actually, if I said stop, no, I would respect you and stop. Okay, fine. He put his lips on my forehead, then on my left and right cheeks. He kissed me over and over. He put his arms around me. He had no intention of letting me go. Please don't make me read it. Just gloss over it. His lips caught my lips. It was different from the one on my cheek. His kiss wasn't light. It was a little strong. It was intense. He put more strength into the arm behind my back. We embraced each other and felt each other's heat. We fortified our feelings by kissing over and over again. His big hand slipped into my kimono, and he undressed me. With his warm French kiss, I actually just appreciate they just said French kiss instead of, like, his tongue probed my mouth, where you were like, yeah, but it sounds gross when you word it like that. Like, it's just, you're like, anyway. His hand started groping me. I was mesmerized by the sensation. I could tell he wanted me from his rough touch. I was so happy. That wound. I stared at Sanosuke's naked body. My eyes stopped at his abdomen. There was a scar that looked like a long, straight sword cut. Oh, I didn't tell you. And this is a scar from cutting my own stomach. Oh, right, that happened in... Wasn't that actually in Hakuoki too? Like, yeah, I tried to kill myself that one time and I failed because I suck at it. Like, you cut yourself? Well, I was teased about not knowing the proper way to do it, so I just did it. It was something like that. I don't remember exactly the reason, but it was like, right. You're like, you, what? You idiot. The person making fun of me turned pale. Thanks to that, everyone said I could escape death. He laughed briefly, but I was dumbfounded. You were literally going to fucking idiot. Like, literally a fucking idiot. That's not funny at all. Totally ruined the mood, too. You should be glad you came out of it okay. Especially in the days of non-modern medicine, I'm just saying. If he'd waited too long, he could have actually died. Yeah, your, like, intestines could have fallen out and shit. For a stupid reason like that. I was young back then. I was living life on the edge. He scratched his head and smiled awkwardly, like this man is, like, a fucking moron. I promise you, I'll never do something reckless like that ever again. I'll never do anything to make you cry. It sounded like he was making an oath to me. He put his lips on my eyelids this time. It was a wonderfully soft kiss. In exchange, promised to always stay by my side. Always wait for me to return home. If it was for you, I'd risk my life, but I couldn't die and leave you behind. You're my reason for living. He kissed my eyelids one more time and licked the droplets from my eyelashes. He took his lips away. I opened my eyes to find him staring at me with deep, affectionate eyes. I was a little embarrassed, but I nodded my head. He came close and embraced me tightly. I'll never let you go. He whispered sweet words into my ear. Everything started to melt. His sweet words, his gentle warmth, my loneliness, anxiety, everything. I loved every part of Sanosuke. I loved him when he was pushy and when he was nice. I loved him when he was embarrassed or when he would pout. I wanted to become his. We're about to. I wanted to feel him with my entire body. I wished with all my might. It was almost embarrassing. I made a lot of excuses and tried to hide my embarrassment, but I wanted to stay like this forever. I finally realized that. My entire body was sensitive. No matter where he touched, I responded. It was embarrassing, but as he continued, his touch was more intense. I was pleased. I am pleased. He gave me pleasure and joy. I entrusted my body to him. I wanted him to never let me go. In return, I would never leave him. Even if we returned to the battlefield, I was sure our hearts would still be together. I was always thinking about Sanosuke. See, like, you know, okay, that was the romance, the super romancy. Yeah, okay. I can never remember. So we'll do the date scenario, and then what we'll do is do the other ones and then do the sequel, because that's what we've been doing with the other ones, I think. Dating a captain. I only have eyes for you. He put his clothes back on. Before he was naked. Now his clothes are back. And let's go out into town when I have some free time. I wasn't sure if Sanosuke's invitation was serious or not. It did make my heart pound, though. For one reason or another, he couldn't leave the base very often. Sanosuke seemed seriously bored. He clearly couldn't bear it any longer and told me we were going outside. He kind of forced me into it, but we headed out into town together. Is this okay? What about your job? He forcibly led me by the hand. I followed his fast pace. It's fine, just fine. Everyone's really skilled, so even if I'm not around, they'll get the job done. Sanosuke sounded happy. Don't come to me if Soji or Toshizo get mad at you. Suddenly his feet stopped. He let my hand go and stayed silent. He then turned around. You don't want to go out with me that badly. I was startled by his sullen tone. Oh my god, get over yourself. That's not what Oh, I guess I was the only one looking forward to it. You don't care about having fun with me. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm out. Do not give me this drama queen bullshit. I quickly tried to defend myself, but he was depressed. He wouldn't listen to me. This is where you slap him and you're like, listen, stupid! Get the fuck over yourself. I'm just saying you should be responsible, and when you actually have free time, we'll go out. I do want to go out with you, but I don't want you to get in trouble for the sake of going out, you asshole. God, stop being a drama queen. You know, yeah. This, you were just, you know what? I'm not emotionally ready for this. Like, I'm exhausted. That's not true at all. I was really looking forward to it too. I put my hands together and firmly defended myself. Sanosuke had a big smile on his face. Oh my god, you're just fucking with us, you goddamn asshole. I can't handle people like him. I'm glad. And then there's no problem, right? It feels like I just got tricked. Yeah, I feel like it's just like, you're like, oh my god, the mental gymnastics. I was amazed by his quick recovery. I didn't feel like saying anything else. Maybe I should have warned him that skipping out on work wasn't good, but I really was looking forward to going out with Sanosuke. I was glad he brought me with him. Okay, where should we go? We could just wander around, but since we're finally on a date, shall we try some sweets? There's a great place in the Gihon district. Their specialty is brown sugar sweets. I wanted to go there at least once with you. You like sweet things, don't you, Sanosuke? I was happy knowing another side to him, but my joy was momentary. Oh, well, I don't hate them. I thought girls liked those kinds of things. Was I wrong? No. I love sweets. Sweets are not a girly thing. It's weird when these games are always like, girls like sweets. Don't tell anyone I like sweets, because, oh, man, it's okay to like sugary things. It's also okay to be a girl and like salty things. It doesn't make you masculine. Your taste in food does not make you masculine or feminine. You can be a man and really enjoy pink fucking cupcakes because they're fucking delicious. I'm just saying. So fucking weird when they do this. Girls like sweet shit, right? Bitch, give me a box of Cheez-Its and I will down that motherfucker. Because actually, I need a balance. I need a balance. I love like cheesecake and I love ice cream and cookies. I love sweet things too. But if I eat like, yeah, ice cream. Okay, now I need to grab something salty like pretzels or some shit to go with it. Because like, too much sugar. I like sweet things, but I have to balance it with salty. And I generally lean towards salty snacks. Slightly more than sweet snacks. But I still like my baked goods. I'm not going to lie. It's just, I could eat like a box of Cheez-Its, like quite literally. And be like, okay. And not be like, oh, I need to balance it out with sugar. But if I eat something sugary, I need to balance it out with sodium. Anyway. I wasn't sure how I felt after seeing Sanosuke's smile. Really? If there's anything else you like or somewhere you want to go, feel free to tell me. Seems like he's used to this kind of thing. Does he go on dates often? Not anymore. There were many tea houses in the Gihon district. The street was bustling with customers. Men cheerfully greeted people, and women were restless and pulled their sleeves back. Sorry, but I have a date with me today. Can you leave us alone? Sanosuke held my shoulder and answered nonchalantly. We were asked if we wanted to go to a different tea house, but Sanosuke just brushed them off. He wasn't annoyed at all. Sanosuke seemed very reliable with that kind of attitude. It's become rather busy. And this part of town is essentially a red light district. It's different from Shimabara because you can have lighthearted fun here too. He chuckled at my words. We have to be serious when we're making love, but we can have a fun-ass giggle fest over here. Like, I mean, I guess making love to someone is not lighthearted, but if you can't laugh during sex, you're doing it wrong. I'm not saying all the time, but I'm just saying you should be able to have that relationship where you're like, that all just went wrong. That was, okay. You know, be able to laugh at yourselves and move on. Anyway, he chuckled at my words. The cafe he ended up taking me to was really delicious. I can't imagine, though, if you were, like, a man and you were, like, paying, like, for a courtesan and then she, like, laughed at you. How bad that would be. The sweets were chewy and cold. The brown sugar sauce was really sweet, too. I could have eaten this for the rest of my life. I smiled and Sanosuke happily stared at me. I'm glad you like it. You can have as many servings as you like. You're not gonna have another serving? No, I'm fine. What you doing? Did you just poop on my fucking couch? What you doing, nasty bird? Hi. I can't clean it up because then you'll fly away and you're being nice. Hi. Yeah, you're not screaming anymore. Just being a nice birdie. You wanna come over? Can I put my arm over? You wanna come over and say hi to Mr. Neely? He keeps looking like he wants to jump over to me, but like he won't get near me. It's weird. No, I'm fine. For starters, I just wanted to see your smiling face. He looked satisfied, and I blushed without thinking. Did you used to go to the red light district often? I tried to hide my embarrassment by asking him the question I'd had earlier. Huh? Oh, what's wrong all of a sudden? Sanosuke was confused and smiled awkwardly. Are you still worried about that time I was at the geisha house? It's a little bit. I told you I didn't do anything to compromise our relationship. We weren't really in a relationship then. Hi, what you doing? Don't get your tail in your poopies. What you doing? Can I get it without you getting scared? There we go. Good. Oh, good birdie. You didn't get scared away. Okay. I just don't want that sitting on my couch. Because then you're going to get your tail in it and then there's going to be poop fucking everywhere. So hold on. Sorry. Just throw that over there in my box of tissues. Not throw it in the box of tissues. I have a box that used to be a box of tissues. It's where I put my... Like, I had an allergy issue the other day, so, like, I have an empty box of tissues. That's my garbage box. Instead of throwing the tissues toward the garbage can and then not making it, it's like I just stuff them in that tissue box and I throw the tissue box of garbage away. And that's... Okay, anyway. I know that, but you seem familiar with this place, so I thought you might have come here often. He said it was a long time since he'd heard the beckoning voices, or that so-and-so must be lonely. He said it was a long time since he'd heard them. Okay, one bird is sitting over here on the couch. You can hear him chattering, I'm sure. And the other one is jammed under my fucking chin, into my throat. Good lord. He kept saying... That's why I was laughing, because my bird is, like, against my throat, and it just feels weird. He kept saying those things. Oh, well, I came from time to time. I came with my troops, and we made to make a ruckus. Shimabara was always closer, after all. Lots of people come to the red light district at parties and at meetings, you know. And they don't only come for one thing. I know that, but playing instruments, putting on a show, and talking to guests are all part of a geisha's job. I heard people sometimes came for meetings and serious discussions. He's, like, getting so fucking testy. He could be like, yeah, I mean, but we came for, like, meetings and stuff, nothing else. But he's getting defensive. Which just shows that he fucked girls a lot. He came for more than just that. I know, right? Exactly. I also heard that a lot of other stuff happened there as well. I know a lot of people here, but I don't nearly have enough money to come here alone. He answered smoothly. His words were believable, but was that really the truth? I continued staring at him while I racked my brain. Sanosuke let out a light sigh. I doubt it. I'm sure it was a dramatic sigh like that. Do you really believe me? You look like you still doubt me. Or am I the one who can't believe in you? Huh? Of course I believe you. God, these guilt trips irritate me. You know, I kind of liked you in the beginning before we dated you, but now I don't. Now I'm like, nah, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, you're just... The flirty thing is fine, but it's the like, oh, you doubt me? Maybe I should doubt you instead. Oh, you didn't want to go... Okay, you know what? I can't handle your guilt trips and your drama fucking... You're just stirring the drama pot and I can't handle it. It's just... I instinctively hung my head down and Sanosuke continued to stare at me. Soji once told me there would be a high probability you would go there. That jerk. He really told you that. Oh no, when we went out searching for you, he suggested we try and go there. Soji already didn't think much of Sanosuke, but it sounded like he was insulting him. I tried to take back what I had just said. You don't have to worry about it. I'm sure he's just telling you about some rumor he heard. He's ignoring the truth? Well, yeah. If that was true, then it made me even more curious. Then, where did you have fun with your previous partners? I broke the ice just like that. Sanosuke's eyes opened up wide. Maybe I'm being a little too direct. But I really do want to know. Wait. Why do you think I was just having fun with them? Huh? I mean... Even though I look like this, I'm a really serious guy, you know. He half smiled. I knew that, but I don't know, he's all over the place and just not really likable. Not as likable as you should have been. You kind of ruined it because, like, okay, like when playing Hakuoki, Harada wasn't my favorite at all. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, he's not my type. But doing his route, you were like you're like, no, you're one of my favorites. You were actually one of my favorite routes. Which is just weird. You know, I really enjoyed his route. But, like, you're making me, like, question that. Like, no. I mean, this whole game makes me question everything about Hakuoki. Like, can we just back it up and go back? Because that was, like, the good time, and this is, like, a train wreck. But, I mean, it's not that bad, but it's also not thrilling. It's not terrible. But I think, again, it's because it's really short, but you are not making me like Hakuoki did you better. Nagakoro was basically the same. I kind of feel like he was pretty similar. Yeah, I'm a cool jock guy. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of like, yeah, you know. I didn't hate him, but I'm not like, you're like the best either way, you know. And Saito in this one was boring. Like, you're kind of bland. But again, you only have short little chapters to get to know them. You know, he was just so much more mysterious and intriguing and robotic and Hakuoki, you know, and beautiful. But like Harada in this, you're like, I don't know, you're just kind of unlikable. You just, I don't know. I'm sure that there are people who like this kind of character. And I don't mind the flirty character, you know, like that. And sometimes we like the whores. But like, I don't know, but like lately when this, oh, you don't believe me? Oh, well, whatever. Oh my god, I'm just emotionally drained dealing with your drama shit. And I just don't like you anymore. Like, I want to leave now. I don't know. I'm sure there are characters that are like that I'm like, nah, I love them anyway. But like, you were like, you're fine. No, not good enough for me to put up with this kind of shit, so. I was worried he was messing around with me in the beginning, but he wasn't. He cherished me enough, so I never had to worry about him cheating on me. I went out with some old acquaintances when I was out on patrol a few times. And that's normal though, right? Acquaintances. He says that with air quotes, and his woman he put his dick in, but yeah, I guess. His words didn't comfort me. They actually hurt me. I wasn't very happy that he'd had fun with other girls. Okay, well, that's being a little weird now. If he had a serious relationship with a normal girl and not some courtesan, then there might have been other girls like me that he cherished as well. He might have even brought them to this very same cafe. The thought of that really hurt me. I mean, I kind of understand where she's coming from, because, like, you know, you're like, oh, this is a special place my boyfriend and I go, and you're like, oh, you brought all your ex-girlfriends here because it's just your special place. You bring everyone. Yeah, I can never come here again when we break up. That's going to be weird. Like, you know what I mean? I kind of understand that, but you also have to realize that, like, you went places with exes that, you know what I mean? Like, but in her case, she's like, I have never touched a man in my life, and you have fucked millions of girls. You know what I mean? Like, it's very one-sided in the ye olde times, so I can understand it's worse for her than a normal person, but yeah. Oh, what's wrong? Why are you so depressed all of a sudden? Sanosuke was confused at my reaction to his words. Were you that disappointed hearing I took my relationship seriously? Do you think I'm boring if I'm not a playboy? He asked me in a serious tone. No, it's not like that. And then what? I was wondering if you took other girls out just like this too. I spoke softly while I was in a bad mood. He looked surprised, but quickly started laughing. Oh, that's what you were worried about? What's that supposed to mean? I got angry at his response and questioned him further. I mean, in other words, you're jealous, right, Spacey? He hit the bullseye. My face became red. You would be too if I was like, yeah, well, you were. I'm gonna go hang out with Soji later. We're gonna go knit some shit together or something. We're going to a cafe. We're gonna eat some sweets. Yeah, you'd be jealous too, bitch. That's not true! What? Why? Oh, shut up. And I moved my head back to yell at the other bird, and now Neelix is jammed further into my neck. Okay. I was flustered and tried to defend myself, but Sanosuke just smiled at me. Oh, God, little bird. Little bird is, I think, I'm irritated by him, and I'm irritated by Harada. Just the two of them together are just driving me bonkers. Past. It has nothing to do with me anyway. I looked away as I declared my feelings. Sure. That's right. He's not cheating on me. It's all in the past. I guess it's inevitable I'd be jealous. I was talking to myself. I didn't want him to think I was annoying or a burden for asking about his past, then stop doing it. I mean, if it's going to make you jealous, not... If you want to know, you should be able to ask someone about their past, and you share those things, but like, if you're going to get super jealous about it, stop asking. It was best if I stopped worrying about it. Shall we go back? Huh? Okay. I stood up. Sanosuke's words somehow felt cold. I was shocked as I followed him outside. He didn't say anything even after we left the cafe. He didn't even turn around. He just continued walking quickly. What should I do? He looks like he's in a bad mood. I wondered if he was annoyed because I kept asking him about other women during our date. I mean, I wanted to defend myself, but it looked like he would just reject me. I couldn't say a word. What are you doing, cutie patootie? Where's your little birdie? After we returned, Sanosuke was taken to Toshizo after Soji caught him. I felt bad for him because he was probably strongly reprimanded, but he'd known this would happen. He'd reaped what he'd sowed. Nevertheless, I was still worried because we hadn't had a proper talk. I finished my chores and finished cooking. I went to Sanosuke's room. Nobody asked you! What's up? You don't usually visit me. He was a little surprised, but he let me in. He didn't seem angry. He acted the same as usual, but... What you doing, stretches? It's so cute. I'm sorry about before. Huh? If you're talking about how I got scolded, you don't need to worry about it. I bowed my head and Sanosuke was shocked. And that's not what I meant. Okay, so I'm just letting you know the bird is now sitting literally in front of my face. So if I sound muffled, it's because there's a bird in my face. I asked you all sorts of questions. Oh, what are you talking about? I mean, how I accused you of going to the red light district a lot. Or how I asked you about the time you spent with other women. I relieved my awkward feelings as I said those things a second time. Relived. Did it relived? Okay, I read that wrong. I don't think you need to apologize for that. But it looked like I made you mad. You thought I was mad? Why'd you think that? Because you stormed out and you were pouting and you punched that dude? I wasn't sure if he was playing dumb or if he was being serious. I don't think he plays dumb. I think he kind of is. He was acting like he didn't understand what I was talking about. Okay, he's an idiot? Like, I'm gonna stab myself because someone said I wouldn't know how to kill myself right, so I did it. Whoops. And, like, Shinpachi is just like, oh, you're like the himbo. Like, no, sweetie, pats you on the head. It's okay. Not everyone can do math. It's fine. I mean, like, literally, Nagakura, Harada, and Heisuke are like the Three Stooges. They're just different versions of stupid. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, it's kind of like they're adorably dumb, but, like, you know, like, Shinpachi is the one, like, doesn't get that. You're like, oh, sweetie, you have too many muscles, not enough brains. And he's just the idiot who's gonna do shit, because, like, what? You didn't think I could? Totally jumped off that building! Broke his legs in the process, and you're like, you're just a fucking moron. Wow. Wow. And then I just feel like Heisuke is slightly naive. You know what I mean? It's just... like, the 3 brain cells. That's it. Like, combined, 3 brain cells. They're the brain trust. In a sarcastic tone. Don't get me wrong, Hakuoki versions we love. These ones, this game did not do so well, but... And Nagakura still feels like the same character, from what I can remember. I block a little bit of this game out after we finish playing, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, it looked like you were in a bad mood. Ow. I wasn't mad because you asked me those questions. Then why? It's because you said you weren't interested. Huh? You said my past relationships had nothing to do with you, right? I was just trying to hide my embarrassment. I was just saying that for myself. I didn't think you would worry about it so much. I was just embarrassed, that's all. I was confused and gave out an excuse. I didn't tell him it was because he knew what I was thinking that time. And does that mean you really were jealous? He whispered into my ear and I blushed. I quickly nodded my head like he's playing fucking games. I'm just mad because you weren't jealous. Did you want me to be jealous? Yeah, okay, then I was jealous. Okay, good. Wow, you've got some serious fucking issues. He exhausts me. I can't handle people like this. You're so cute, Spacey. As he whispered to me, he put his tongue in my earlobe. Oh. A pulsing sensation ran through my body. That's how it has to be. I can't be the only one who's jealous of you. We have to share our feelings. He sounds psychotic. Like, he's like that person that he says these things, and you're like, and I'm gonna nope the fuck out of this relationship, move, and change my name. and go into witness protection because you're probably going to stalk me. I'm just saying. He let out a sigh and imprisoned me in his arms. You're jealous too? Yeah. You're just a cute girl living amongst all those men. These men. And there's no way I could stay calm. Soji puts on an air of loyalty and seriousness, but he has a bad habit of stealing things. He could steal me. What? Nothing? And don't get involved with him, okay? You're really wary of Soji, aren't you? Well, he's oddly intrigued by you. That's because I belong to someone else, but as soon as I'm in love with him, he threatens to kill me. If he doesn't do that, I'm going to be disappointed, by the way. I'm sure he likes you. No way. It's true. All the other men seem to be fond of you as well. That's because I do their laundry and cook for them. I mean, I'm basically their mom at this point. Of course they're fond. They're like, look, she's like our young mom. I want you to always be with me, but I need to hide our relationship from the others. I couldn't believe he'd said everyone was fond of me. I think he might just be paranoid, though. Uh-huh. Still, I was a little happy he thought of me in that way. And that's why, deep down, I was happy when you asked me all those questions. If you were that interested in my past, it just showed how much you liked me. And that's why I wanted to tell you things that would make you even more jealous. When I saw you worried like that, I couldn't tell you that, though. That means you were actually teasing me, doesn't it? I don't know. I wonder. Sanosuke had a big smile on his face. He's shady as fuck. He entwined his fingers in my hair and kissed the tips. In any case, I only have eyes for you, Spacey. He pushed me down as he spoke. Oh, good God. He took off my clothes and kissed my neck, shoulders, and breast. Okay, do we not? Please don't get graphic. My body heat rose as I felt his hands on my bare skin. You're really cute no matter the situation. When you're smiling, angry, or sad. Even when you're flushed with embarrassment. Show me more how cute you are. Show me something only I can see. You're looking at it. Only you can see the naked body. As he moved his hands and his lips, my body writhed in pleasure. His movements became even more intense the more I reacted to them. I put my hand around his back. I loved touching him. I not only wanted to be his, I wanted him to be mine as well. From now on, until the end of time, he'd be mine and mine alone. The stimulus he gave me stopped my thoughts. I desperately tried to hang on to him. My whole body could feel him. I became one with my beloved. I was so happy. Kind of sounds like she ate him, too. You know, like, I became one with my beloved. Did he eat you? Like, is he a vampire? Like, is he devouring you? I mean, sorta. But, like, not literally, but also, you know. Anyway. Okie dokie. So, that was the end of his route and the date scenario. We will do the not the bad endings, the other two endings, the meh ending and the good ending. The meh and the medium. In the next part, and the sequel scenario. Yeah. Sniffing my hair like a fucking wiener. Yeah, you know what? We should have known he's slightly stalkerish and paranoid and bizarre. I can't let you near her. They're mad. I'm going to sniff your hair. Okay. Weird. She has eyeballs, and they're not giant saucer eyes. I approve. Like, that's cute. I mean, like, I guess this one's kind of the best because it's, like, mostly just him that you're focused on. So, anyway. Yeah, I don't... Okay, so, like, when we started the game, it was like, oh, well, definitely Okita because they drew him the prettiest. You know. But, like, Harada was kind of pretty, too. You're like, he's the second prettiest. He's like a man. He's like, he looks like he rolled out of Yoshiwara. I'm just kidding. I'm serious. Like, he looks like he rolled out of that game. But, yeah, after playing his route, you know what? No! No, I just don't. I'm again, look, I like the flirty whores sometimes. You have, like, sometimes they're good, and you're like, you are, like, such a fucking man slut. Like, I don't even mind. Like, you know, they're just written better, but, like, he's kind of written in the, like, no, I want to make you jealous, and, like, whatever. He starts flirty, and in other people's routes, he's, like, the little flirty one, and you're like, you. But when you get in his route, he's more like the, like, am I possessive and weird? And are you jealous? Oh my god. Whoa, why aren't you jealous? And, like, what, you don't want to go on a date with me? And, like, so fucking overly dramatic. I just, like, it's exhausting and I hate it. So yeah, you did him dirty, game, because like holy shit. Anyway, because Harada in freaking Hakuoki was a little bit of a whore too. He was like the flirty one, always like, you know, I mean, so you're like, eh. But like, just somehow was less dramatic and like melodramatic and like trying to stir shit up. Like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't deal with a person who plays head games like this. So, yeah, do not recommend. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 stars. Don't recommend. Like, they drew you pretty. You're the second prettiest one in the game. Unfortunately. You know, because, you know, Saito is my favorite from frickin' Hakuoki. Okay, look, he's tied up there with Sonnen, okay? Sonnen did nothing fucking wrong. Fuck you. I love Sonnen, okay? Let's just... But, like, you know, Saito in this game just wasn't drawn as well. Like, you did him dirty in this. Kind of like Hakuoki did Yamazaki dirty. Giving him the stupid haircut. The rat tail. When, like, in the art book for Hakuoki, if you look, like, the original art for him, you're like, he looked so much better. You should have done that. Why'd you change his hair? He looked so much better. My god. Also, Sonnen had way longer hair, and it would have looked beautiful, too, and they should have left it that way. I'm just saying. They did him a little dirty as well, which is disappointing. Anyway. I can't not compare this and like, it's been years. It's been like 84 years since we played Hakuoki, but still. Anyway. Yeah, so that was that. We'll do all the other endings and the sequel in the next part and move on. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.